Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the beginning of my journey at selling alarms. At the time we were working with a company called Pinnacle Security, Vigilant Security in Canada, and I arrived in the middle of May. So I came after everybody. Most people start the season in April 1st or May 1st, which means they get a lot of training from their managers and vets. That wasn't my situation, so I came into the job a bit after everybody, which was obviously a challenge because most of the rookies were already aware of what's going on and able to sell. But those were the cards I was dealt, right? And I had to figure it out. So my first 3 days on the job, I actually locked myself in a room, and all I did was reading a 200 pages manual. Back then it was very long and messy, and watching videos of how the job is done by other sort of vets that have been doing it. And after 3 days, I thought, okay, I'm a good student, I studied lots, I'm ready, and I went out. And boy, oh boy, did I get slapped in the face. I was talking with 70 people every day and getting 70 no's. I couldn't sell anything. And you know what? In 2 weeks, I ended up selling 3 accounts, and 2 of them canceled. So imagine coming into a new industry, moving into commission, which is already scary, and having that for your first 2 weeks. And something actually clicked on my 3rd week. In my opinion, it was actually me coming to realization how people lie, unfortunately. People rather tell you to come back later, or tell you, oh yeah, come talk with my husband later, when they're really not interested. They just had no value to my time. And when I got screwed a couple times in one day by people that I thought were genuine, and then I saw him not opening the door, looking at me through the window and closing the blind, things like that, that's when I realized, damn, I am getting my no right now, or I'm walking into this person's home. And if I'm walking into this person's home, then clearly he's somewhat interested and he's willing to hear me. And if not, I'll get my no and I'll move on. Callbacks are fallbacks. That's something I always talk about in sales training. But in that case, it really changed my perception. And sure enough, that 3rd week on the job, as soon as I made that switch, I sold 7. And 7 translates in my industry to about $3,000. That was a $3,000 a week, my 3rd week on the job. So not that bad. What's interesting about these first 2 weeks is that I had a very genuine, nice old man, call it, that looked at me at the door, and we had a decent discussion. And then he comes and says, "You look like a good guy. Couldn't you find a real job?" And man, that went through my heart. And I called my dad in Israel in tears. I'm like, why would he say that? I'm not doing a bad job. And he really penetrated through. What happened in real life, though, is it simply words went into my head, and I interpreted them in a certain way. And I want everybody to take that out of this story, because the second time that happened to me was 7 years later. You know, a decent older fella that I would respect and looks like a good person that tells me, "You look like a great guy. Couldn't you find a real job?" Now, at that time, I had the biggest smile in the back of my head, without being rude, of course, because all I'm thinking is like, well, yeah, my car is worth more than your house, but sure, I guess I'll try harder. And it's perception, right? That's the point of this story here, that I want you guys to know how literally the exact same scenario, 7 years apart, but my success is the only thing that changed. The person on the door doesn't know who I am, doesn't know what I've accomplished, and really believes that door-to-door is such bad position, some low-life job. But to me, at that point, it was so easy to smile, thank him for his time, and be grateful that my job is so hard and not everybody can do it. So perception is very important in our day-to-day life. And I encourage everybody to always ask themselves, what am I doing with the situation I'm dealing with? Am I choosing to make it negative, or am I choosing to maybe find a positive in it, or if there isn't any, to just ignore it? Always understand that you have a choice. Whatever cards you're served, whatever happens to you, you have a choice to go and work even harder, to go and try and be even more stubborn, to go and be better. And don't let anyone else change that or tell you differently, because it's your brain, it's your life, your experience, and you're the only one that can control what you decide to interpret inside your box. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the story. Have a good one.